This is the Chrissy Swan Show.
Oh, hey! Yeah, thanks so much for tuning in. It's the Chrissy Swan Show. We are off, but we have hand-selected our favourite bits and bobs, and this is definitely one of our favourites that we're going to talk about in the next hour. Kylie Kwong was on Australian Story, and she so eloquently relayed the story of her coming out as gay and her older generation dad losing his mind, then flipping the switch back.
And we put it to our listeners, Swanee, and asked how it was for them when they came out, and we had some really beautiful calls.
The Chrissy Swan Show.
Now, Australian Story is one of my favourite shows of all time.
How great's Lee Sales, by the way?
I mean,
I watched last night's on iView today, and I'm just like, I just love you, Lee.
she's definitely one of my queens.
Yes, you've never added her to that list.
Like, I would kill for Lee Sales.
Huge call.
If she called me and she said, Swanee, I want you to take someone out,
Yeah.
I would do it.
And she's
No
got the
questions asked.
cojones to call you and do that. She would do it.
She's just magic, and she's a great host of Australian Stories, if it couldn't get any better. It's one of the only shows that I series link.
Yeah.
All right? Not that you need to anymore because it's on iView. Now, last night's episode featured Kylie Kwong, an Australian treasure. Great food, cool bird.
Wasn't really across her until my mum texted me and said, you got to watch this Australian Story with Kylie Kwong. And she's one of those people, like I call them like gold standard humans.
Yeah.
You know how you meet, like, I've got a mate, Bexel, who used to work here at No Overall, our boss, Sarah. They're just gold standard humans.
Gold standard. What am I, like pewter?
No, you're
Pewter
like,
standard.
I reckon you and I are like silver. we have our flaws.
So it's better than copper.
Totally.
And I'm sad that you've only just come to know her.
I know.
But have you eaten any of her food or any of her restaurants?
Never.
That is a shame because, of course, she's given all of that away to do good things. Not that, I'm sorry, some would argue that the food that she put into the world was the best thing that ever happened. But she opened up. She's always been very, very candid about everything. And last night's show was no exception because she is gay and she had to come out to her very, very traditional parents. And she told the story very matter-of-factly, Kylie Kwong style, about her father's reaction and then the way the tables turned.
One night at the dinner table, he literally just snapped and kind of got his chops. I don't like what's going on here. He asked me point blank. And I said, Dad, yes, I am. I'm gay. He said, I disagree with you. I don't like this lifestyle. And from this moment onwards, I disown you as my daughter. And I want you to move out of the home by the weekend.
Heavy.
That is heavy. But he had a change of heart.
And then on the Saturday morning, I had all of my things in boxes ready to go. And I awoke to this sobbing mess beside me, and it was my father. He said, I can't do it to you. You are my only daughter. I love you. Darling, I still don't understand this lifestyle, but it doesn't matter. I accept who you are.
And I was just listening to that going, oh, I love this song.
The best.
No, got to let it show. Can you imagine, as a mother, how irritating I am on a Saturday morning dancing to Diana Ross in the kitchen making sourdough and people are coming out going, where's my vape? Do you know what I mean? Like, I'm like, hey, good morning, guys. Yeah.
I'm a cool mom.
Yeah.
Here's your vape.
And you know what I think? I think if any child of mine or my friends or anybody came out to me, I would be like, you don't need to come out as something. You don't need to confess to me. There is nothing wrong with you. I never had to tell anybody that I was straight.
This has been my biggest thing, Swanee, and you're like spot on with all of that. I never came out. I never sat my parents down and had like that talk because...
Well, you sort of did when you got a puppy when you were 5 and you called it Diva. That is all you needed to do.
No, the year before I said, can we please go to Sanity because Delta Goodrum's Out of the Blue has been released on single and I would like it. But I never had to do that.
Oh my God, and poor little you didn't even know that Innocent Eyes was coming. Oh my God.
No, Innocent Eyes was already there.
Oh.
That was the education.
Oh my God, I forgot.
But I don't think it should have to be a conversation. And I understand for some old school traditional parents it is.
Yes.
And the kids must feel like they have to. But I think we do need to change the narrative when it comes to this, that you don't need to feel like you've got to do it.
I agree. And I think, people like you are very lucky. And I don't know if you're the majority or the minority. I've got absolutely no idea because for reasons, social reasons, cultural reasons, all sorts of reasons, coming out can be an issue. I would love to hear some stories.
Absolutely.
The Chrissy Swan Show.
Love paying less? Paying less for your favourite beauty brands, paying less for glowing skin? And who doesn't love paying less for feeling better? Find great prices on everything you love only at Priceline.
Shop in store or online.
The Chrissy Swan Show.
Tell you what, Kylie Kwong is a queen. She was on Australian Story last night with another queen, Lee Sales.
2 queens, 1 TV show.
Could we, like Cagney and Lacey, if you don't hardly mind, can we please play that grab again of her talking about how her father initially reacted and then changed his mind when she came out?
Absolutely. Do you want the change of mind or the initial reaction?
I tell you what, I'll do the quick setup. First of all, he said, "Oh my God, you're gay. Get out of my house. I never want to see you again." And then he changed his mind.
And then on the Saturday morning, I had all of my things in boxes ready to go. And I awoke to this sobbing mess beside me, and it was my father. He said, "I can't do it to you. You are my only daughter. I love you. Darling, I still don't understand this lifestyle, but it doesn't matter. I accept who you are."
I love that. And that's all we've got to do. It makes the world go round. Acceptance.
Correct. You don't need to get it if it's not you.
Exactly, Nikita. What is your heartwarming story?
Oh, hi. First of all, hello, Chrissy.
Hey,
I love you.
Second of all, oh, Nikita, is it cold?
Oh,
a little
you
bit
like you some Elton John, do you?
A little bit of Elton John. All right, what is your heart? Speaking of Elton John, what is your coming out story?
So mine wasn't about me, but this was many years ago when I was younger. My cousin, I think it was like a month or two before he was getting married to a girl, ended up coming out as gay, like to a guy. And because a lot of his family, they weren't really into, 2 boys or anything. So it was really hard for him, obviously, waiting so long until he was about to get married to a girl. But it ended up... after he had come out, his dad didn't like it, which who cares, but he became really good friends with, well, it was going to be his wife, but ended up not. They're best mates still, and he's like happily married to a guy now.
I love that. My very first serious boyfriend is married to a man now, and absolutely no feelings have changed between us. We are such good friends. He knows me better than anybody. He was so important in that time of my life in my early 20s, and it explains why we loved Madonna. Laura.
Hey team, how are we?
Hey, Georgie.
Good vibe, Laura.
Yeah, great vibe.
I'm vibing with you guys every afternoon. So I'm 2 things. I'm a marriage celebrant, so I could marry people, but I couldn't get married myself.
Outrageous.
So that was one of the...
That's nuts.
Wild. Second thing is my parents are a bit older, so basically my whole life I had built up this narrative in my head that like the whole world was going to explode when I tell my parents. And so I was going camping one weekend and I wrote them a letter. I gave it to my dad, and as I drove out of the driveway, I said, "Dad, read this and deal with Mum." And so I had 3 days where I wasn't in any reception whatsoever, and my parents apparently spent the 2-3 days just crying and crying and crying.
What were they crying about? I
the...
don't understand that. Can you explain to me why they were sad?
Well, I think that Mum was like, I'm not going to have any grandkids. You're going to be like
so
thrown
selfish
away from society, that kind of stuff. Yeah, that.
It was all about Raylene,
anyway,
wasn't it? Yeah.
Oh, 100%. And I happen to also be a teacher. So as I drove back into the driveway, my dad was there, open arms, giving me a big hug. And he turns to me and says, "Darling, I'll go into school with you and we can talk through with your principal that you're gay."
Aww.
And I turned to him and I said, "Dad, he already knows. It's all good."
That is so
That's
sweet that he
beautiful.
offered to take a grown woman in to speak to the principal to explain her sexuality. Laura, that is sweet. And how is your mum now? Did she sort it out?
Well, she has grandchildren, so she's very happy.
Well, win-win. Good on you, Raylene. You got what you always wanted.
Rebecca, let's finish with you. Tell us your coming out story or your daughter's.
This is
this is an awesome topic. I love it. So my daughter was turning 19 and I thought it was a bit weird that she wanted to make her own cake and decorate it. So when it come time, she brought the cake out and she wrote it on top of the cake. Yeah.
Chic.
So that's
What
how
were
she's
the
come out.
exact words that she wrote on the cake?
Well, it's funny because I always thought that my oldest daughter was maybe, even though she had a boyfriend, was maybe, batting for both sides. So she actually wrote on the cake, one of your daughters is gay and it's not the one you think.
That is brilliant.
The Chrissy Swan Show. The Chrissy Swan Show.
And we're thrilled to welcome Brooke Warren to the studio. Brooke, this is the first time I've met you. You are a delight.
Oh, thank you, Chrissy. It's so nice to be here. Thank you so much.
When I met your sister first when she did The Masked Singer.
Yes, and you thought she was me.
And I thought, well, I didn't think she was you. I thought that Jack was friends with
Summer.
That's
yeah.
right. That's right. Cause,
and then I was going, oh, Jack. And she was going, the hell is this stupid old woman talking about? She was very polite, but it was
Bless.
very clear that she wanted to call security. So you're a cook.
Yes.
I saw your Insta Reels and what did I notice and what did I say to you, Jack?
That you can't believe she's using the incredible burger cheese because you feel like only you use that.
So you were making this breakfast and you put burger cheese on it and I said, I was writing notes and I go, bitch knows her stuff. That is in fact the best cheese.
It is. Okay, so Kraft burger cheese is the goat.
I don't know. I'll
Bigger.
fight you over Dairy Lee. Dairy Lee burger.
Oh, the Kraft is now Dairy Lee, isn't it?
No, I thought that was the Coles brand.
Is it not?
Kraft is bigger.
Kraft
now.
is bigger. Well, the burger cheese, whatever that is.
Dairy Lee.
Dairy
It's got to be
Lee.
Dairy Lee. Hello, Dairy Lee.
Dairy Lee.
My name's Burger Cheese.
Burger cheese is really good.
Yeah.
So those slices, so I think it was Kraft back in the day, used to come in this similar packaging, but it was before they had, so you obviously got the plastic cheese that comes in the plastic wrapping.
Yeah.
But then there were like these bigger square ones.
Yes.
Or bigger square ones that didn't come in plastic wrapping. They're all stuck on top of each other.
Yes.
Like the whitey colour ones.
Yes.
Now, me and
Peel
my
them
dad
off.
used to get those. And we used to seriously sit there and have like the whole thing together with some
Yum.
Savoys.
Oh, Savoy's
with
Dairy
butter.
Lee.
Yeah, it's unbelievable. Anyway,
Have
so then
you
the burger
ever
cheese,
done 4 slices of burger cheese and 2 pieces of sourdough with butter in a pan?
Oh, don't.
It's like an American cheese sandwich.
Grilled cheese is my favourite thing ever.
And
Of all time.
a
It was my dad's
sandwich in
favourite
a
thing.
pan.
My dad and
Mine
mum
too.
made world famous. Dad called it my world famous. World famous Vegemite on toast and world famous grilled cheese.
The grilled cheese.
Now, Brookie, before we let you go, I really want to do a quick round of this one.
Tight 5.
I just knew that I would love her. We're like old. I mean,
great.
I'm old enough to be your mother. All right, let's do a type 5. We're going to get to know you a little bit better.
Okay, let's go.
What is the most surreal thing from your childhood that only now you know wouldn't happen to other kids?
Well, I've got some incredible stories, but being on the Gossip Girl set was probably
Stop!
the coolest thing. Not the coolest thing, but one of the most surreal experiences
What?
of my whole entire life.
Room were you in? Like, tell me, did you get to see Serena Vanderwoodson's apartment? Where were you?
I met them all. So I met the whole cast, Blake Lively, Leighton Meester, Chase Crawford and Ed Westwick. Me and Ed had lunch together a couple of times and he was just so cool. I looked after Blake Lively's 2 dogs. She had a
Cute.
Labrador and a Mini one. I was like, I'll look after them.
Was
and
she lovely? I feel
they were
like she's just a queen.
They were all amazing and they were so nice to my dad as well. And I still remember meeting them being like, oh my God, what is my life? But I was actually on set when Elizabeth was in it and they were filming Bart Bass's return. So
Yes.
Bart Bass walked through the door after he's been dead and I've gone, and they've gone, turned around and they're like, Brooke, and I'm like, I'm so sorry. My dad's like, shut up. And I'm like, sorry. But yes, it was amazing.
Did Liz Hurley ever cook for you?
Yes.
What
Always.
is
She was a
what's
great
she
cook.
good at? Is she?
Yeah, great cook. She introduced my dad to lamb chops. And,
Yum.
well, not introduced him, got him to eat them again. And she taught me how to make my salmon. My famous salmon on Cook with Brooke. And, yeah, she was a great cook. She's awesome.
I've got to ask what your famous salmon is. We've run out
I know.
of time. What's your best cooking shortcut?
Simple. Keep it simple.
Yeah, it's true. Who was the last person you were starstruck by? Do you get starstruck or are you just so match fit?
Well, I love the Collingwood football team. So, probably the Pies. Love the Pies. But I don't know. I don't really get starstruck. I think it's just really cool just to see all these people.
I would not get starstruck by a football player if they were the last famous person on earth. What is your go-to fragrance?
Midnight Fantasy, Britney Spears.
Stop, that's iconic.
You are joking.
No, serious.
Do you still rock that?
No, I actually still do. And the
I'm obsessed with you even more now.
Midnight Fantasy,
You are the
Britney
best.
Spears.
We have to finish the Type 5 on that because we're not going to get better. Brooke Warren, thank you so much for joining us. Check out the website, shanewarnelegacy.com.
They
And
sell that at Priceline. They have great sales as well.
Yeah, they do. Unbelievable.
Yeah,
The best.
follow Brooke on TikTok, Brooke Warren 1, because you get to see Cook with Brooke.
Yes, you do. Thank you so much for having me, guys.
You are A1.
This is the Chrissy Swan Show.
You're listening to the Chrissy Swan Show, and I'm a lot of things, but a cage egg ambassador I am not.
You did reveal that in a sweeping statement segment earlier this year, Swanee.
And I stand by it.
We're going to hear that before 4 o'clock. We're also going to hear from Miff Warhurst, who is very familiar with Europe, where you and I are right now.
She's a delight.
She is, Swanee, and we are back live Monday, and we have a very exciting announcement when we return.
Can I please have some kudos for not giving everything away and ruining it for everyone?
You've done very well.
Thank you.
What do people do, though?
They head to the Nova Player and register your details.
Yes, and you could win this incredible prize. Flight Centre has deals for everyone with flights, cruises, tours and more. Your holiday starts at flightcentre.com.au.
The Chrissy Swan Show.
It's time for this.
Swan's sweeping statements.
I want some juicy ones today.
Please.
I want ones that people are going to be shocked at.
Yeah, get us taken off air.
Sadly, I don't have one of those for you, but I have got my calculator out for this one.
Yeah, I'm really intrigued by that.
My sweeping statement is this. Organic eggs should be the only eggs that are available for purchase. So I did a Google because I haven't bought those disgusting, watery, cheap eggs forever.
Yeah, nor have I after you told me to never.
Because have you cracked one open side by side?
No.
You can see that is an inferior egg squeezed out of the bits and pieces of a very sad,
Depressed.
chicken. Right? So that is in every fibre of that egg. You are consuming that sadness, but that's by the by. A dozen of those sorts of eggs is $6.
Got it.
Between $5 and $6. So you're looking at about 50 cents an egg.
Okay.
Miller Organic or similar are between $10 and $11. Yes, that feels like, oh my God.
I'm going to be broke.
That's double the price. Hold on, tight ass. That is a difference of 40 cents an egg. How many eggs would you have at a sitting?
I have one a day.
Right.
Like-
I have 3.
Okay.
I have 3 in an omelette. So the difference is $1.50 for something full of sadness and treachery, or $2.70 for a joyous, happy product from a joyous, happy chicken.
A happy chuk chuk.
The difference between eating sadness,
Depression in a chookie.
yes, poor chookie,
Poor chookie.
eating sadness. You are ingesting their life.
Depression.
It's disgusting. It's $1.20. Now, anyone can afford that, cause he lives or no.
I agree. And they taste just so much better, Swan.
$1. Taylor Swift's having 300 takeout coffees. Do you know what that is? It's nearly $2,000.
Correct.
You can afford $1 for a beautiful meal.
Strong sweeping statement. I
Thank
like it.
you.
Mine is that if you and your mates are thinking about starting a clothing brand, don't. There are enough clothing brands. I can't believe yours was like a little bit white privilege and mine's a little bit like for the environment. But like there is enough clothing brands and designers and fashion labels out there. We don't need any more brands. The earth doesn't need any more landfill. There is enough out there.
Where is Jack? And what have you done?
The Chrissy Swan Show. The Chrissy Swan Show.
It's time for this.
Swan's sweeping statements.
Oh, yeah. Anything that's not an organic egg should not be available.
And if you're thinking of starting a clothing brand, don't. There's enough.
I don't know who that's specifically pointed to, but I've got a fair idea. Hello, Colleen.
Hi guys, how you going?
Good. What's your sweeping? Yes.
I agree with you with free range with eggs, and I think all meat should be free range, especially pigs and chicken. If humans want to eat them, they need to give them a little bit better life before. So
I agree. And you know what? If you time it right, you can get what is it? Reduced for quick sale, organic chicken, etc. at the supermarket.
yeah.
Good on you, Colleen. Backed 100%. I'll stamp that. Nicole?
My sweeping statement is a 9 a.m. start is a 9 a.m. start.
Well, yes, obviously. I feel like this is a very loaded sweeping statement. What's been going on?
Oh, look, I just, starting work at 9, but you have to be there at, 8:30 or even earlier. In your job at 4 or 5, but you have to make sure you don't leave until 5 or 6.
Who says you've got to be there at 8:30 if work starts at 9?
Well, this is my sweeping statement. I just think it's very unfair that this is sort of something that's becoming a thing.
Is your boss telling you this, though? Are you experiencing this?
I am definitely experiencing this.
As my 15-year-old say, that is dog. That is dog. A 9 a.m. start is a 9 a.m. start. When I am on air at 2 p.m., I arrive at 1:58. All right? Takes me 2 minutes. Takes me 2 minutes to make a cup of tea and work out what the hell I'm going to say, and that's it. Karina, let's finish with you. What is your sweeping statement?
My sweeping statement is that sex is overrated.
I mean, look, I want to say you're probably doing it wrong, Karine.
The Chrissy Swan Show.
I am so excited to welcome the gorgeous Miss Warhurst to our show. We do not deserve your presence.
Oh, yes, you do.
No.
I listen to you in the car when I'm in Brisbane, and I'm just, I love hearing you. It makes me feel like I am home.
Just looking at you, I just love you so much. And I know that looks don't matter and it's only the package and whatever, but just to see you so juicy and shiny and
you are
chic.
radiating.
Yeah,
yeah. And you've really served a look for us today with your glasses and your red
Thank you.
turtleneck
Yeah.
and your lashes are lashing.
Oh my goodness! Let's be real. These are the lashes left over from filming last night. I thought I'd leave them on for you so I look special.
How magical. Have you ever tried to put them on yourself? I don't recommend it.
No, I can't do it.
Oh no, you look completely mad.
Yeah, so this is not all me, I have to say.
It looks like you're doing some very satisfying work in your life, Miff. Let's talk about Specs and Specs. What a legendary show. Out of all the shows that you've been involved in, geez, you must be proud of your work on Specs and Specs.
Absolutely. It's something I did in the early days and I had no idea what was going on. I hadn't done much telly at that point, and it was all a bit full on, you were thrust into this environment and people really got on board the show at the time, and now it was something we left behind, but then we did a couple of return episodes and we realised what a joy it is to actually work with people you love, Adam and Alan, who are the other hosts, and be able to laugh and share joy, and I think that's I've worked out in my later years the things I want to do are either going to help people or bring them joy.
Me too.
And I feel like that's what we're here for, because
I agree.
Yeah,
not all of us are, but some of us are.
Some of us are, and if we can do that and
winning.
Yeah, we are winning, so it's
years
pure
ago,
joy.
the first time I sort of thought, oh gosh, I think that might be me, was just a mum at one of my kids' schools, like 10 years ago.
Yep.
Said to me, "You are such a joy bringer."
Isn't that
as a
beautiful?
descriptor, and I thought, oh, I love
compliment.
that. Yeah, that's what I want to be.
There you go.
It's just so. It just must be a very nice feeling to be a part of Australian TV history, because
Absolutely.
Specs and Specs is a legendary show.
And let's be honest, I just turn up too. It's the easiest job I've ever had because I can't prep, and so
Specs and Specs returns Sunday, June 9 at 7:30 on
Now,
ABC.
I have been rolled out as guests and contestants on almost every television show. Never once have I been asked to appear on Specs and Specs.
I know. I was thinking that as I was walking here. This makes me very sad.
No, I feel like that's it. I'm never going to be asked, but I've got
If
you
we do
here
if
now.
we do another season, I am. It's you're
Promises,
It's in Myth's
Myth.
well, no,
contract.
it works.
We both know that you don't have that power.
No, because Rhonda Birchmore and I were talking the other day, who's a dear friend of mine from my experience in the jungle, and she was like, I'd love to be back on. And I went, so I made a call. She's on.
Go Myth.
She's
Wow,
on.
you've got some clout.
It's only one guest I've asked for, though.
I may not need to draw on that favour because will you please, Miff Warhurst, make my dreams come true and play a classic Spicks and Specks game with me right now? Is Substitute back for this new season?
You bet.
Yes.
Always back. The
If
hardest game you
It's
can ever
so hard.
play.
If you need a refresher, it's where idiots like me sing a song, sing the tune of a song with the lyrics or words from a random book. And speaking of random,
What do we got?
we've got Jules Robinson's book.
Was she from
Famous-
Maths?
From Maths.
Famous from Married at First Sight.
Okay.
I found it weirdly in the rubbish bin. All
You
right.
can sing, Chrissy. I know this.
She can.
Oh, I can't sing Jules Robinson's book.
Song one.
Okay.
Song one. Let me have a
I'm ready.
reminder of what it is.
When do I buzz in? When I know it, or just let you go and have your moment?
Got it. Unfortunately, because the lead up to our wedding was such an intense period for us with all the media attention and online trolling, it was hard to fully enjoy.
Living
Yeah! All right, next one.
I was enjoying listening to stories about their relationship though, post Maths.
Well, I'll stay on this one.
Okay.
I've also got Trent Cotchin's. Oh, I just fell asleep. All right, let's just stay on Jules's book. All right. That first night together as a family of three was also our first night in our new home. Cam and I were on a mattress on the floor while Ollie had his beautiful Snoop bassin in it. The very best baby bed you can get. There he was, up in his little princely head, and where we're on the floor with sheets as curtains. But
Come on, Myth.
we had never been happier as the days went by in a blur. I'm feeding and cuddling, sleeping and everything. Remember pointing at the baby messes surrounded me. I'm so used to everything being clean, tidy, surrounded in you. But when I finally do put him down, all I want to do is just sit down. Come me close and listen in a second your way.
Say my name.
Say my name. Got it, yeah.
It's so hard.
It's so hard.
Because I only work if I can hear the chorus and the titles in the chorus, like my head.
Have you ever done?
And that is the longest verse.
Have you ever done what I'm doing? It's
I've done
very
it 3
hard.
times, and it's been
Song
horrific.
number 3. Let's
Okay,
take it
let's
home,
go.
Myth.
Oh, sweating now.
Pregnancy changes people fundamentally. You do not just go back to the way you were before you had a baby. I gained almost 20 kilos during my pregnancy. Yeah, come as you are. You can come as you
what
are.
I love? That you've changed your voice
Thank
for each
you.
artist. I
Yeah.
feel like you really embrace this.
It was an impersonation as well. You can
so
come as
good.
you are any
We love you,
day
Myth.
you
I
like.
love
Myth.
that.
Please come back. Catch her on Spicks and Specks on the RBC and catch her on her new show, Secret Science. Love you.
Love you too.
Now check this out.
The Chrissy Swan Show is a Nova podcast. For more great comedy shows like this, head to novapodcast.com.au.